You might have noticed, either with yourself, but certainly with other people and maybe even clients, that humans are really good at spotting negatives. We remember the negative, we bring up the negative. The good things that happen just quickly become part of life. They're easily forgotten about if we even notice them. So there's a lot of good. Our lives are pretty good. There's a lot of good going along in the world. There's a lot of good in your life. And there's a little bit of bad too. But we've got this filter. We've got this little filter called negativity bias. And that lets the bad stuff through. That's why we will tend to notice the bad things. That's why we will remember the bad things. That's why it's easy to bring up problems. It's easy to talk about and notice what's going wrong. It's harder, more difficult to talk about or remember or even bring up the things that are going well because we don't even notice it. Think of it this way. Author Rick Hansen, who wrote many books, but one of which is Hardwiring Happiness, talks about our brain being like Velcro for negative experiences. So we've got negative experiences. Of course, everybody has negative experiences, and those stick. Even the smallest bad thing will stick. Positive experiences, we have positive experiences too, but those bounce off. Our brain is like Teflon for positive experiences. So we have roughly equal, probably, amount of positive and negative experiences. But, positive and negative, of course, are subjective. But the negative ones stick, the positive ones bounce right off. And there's an evolutionary reason for this, evolutionary psychological reason for this. It's because we come from a long line of survivors. In other words, people survived in order to pass on their genes. So, the cost of missing an opportunity, the cost of missing something good, really small. If I miss an opportunity, I survive until tomorrow to look for another opportunity. I survive until tomorrow to pass on my genes. If I miss a threat, missing a threat could be multiplied by 0. And it doesn't matter what number you multiply by 0, it's always 0. You're out of the game. So we had to be hypersensitive to threats. And that's the brain that we inherited. Just real quick, if I saw a stick and I thought it was a snake, the worst thing that's going to happen to me is I'm going to get a little bit embarrassed, but I survive until tomorrow to get embarrassed again. But if I see a snake and I think it's a stick, game over. I'm out of the pool. Right? So we had to be hypersensitive to the threats. That's the brain that we got. But what that means is that this throws off the balance. Negativity bias throws off the balance. We pay more attention to, we remember, we notice the bad stuff. It sticks with us longer. And one antidote for this is a gratitude practice. A gratitude practice trains us to see all the good that we already experience. And there's many layers to this. For some people, it's just writing down 3 things every night. Martin Seligman proposed a gratitude letter where you find a person that's been influential in your life and you go read the letter to them. I've got a multi-stage gratitude practice that I use and help other people use. My version is every day. I do it in the morning, but some people do it at night. Think about something that you're grateful for right now in this moment. Think about something that you're grateful for over the last day, in the recent past. Talk about something you're grateful for in the distant past. Talk about something you're grateful for now with hindsight, but you didn't like happened at the time. Think about be grateful for something that didn't happen but could have. You almost got hit by a car. You almost got in a crash, but you didn't. You can be grateful for that. What's something you're grateful to be looking forward to? And these are some more advanced ones. What's something that's in your life right now that's not guaranteed to be there? Can you be grateful for that now? And once you do this, when you start a gratitude practice like this, you start to think about what am I going to put for each of these things and do something different every day. This isn't a chore. If it becomes a chore, it's not something you're going to want to do. So try to find different answers. Who's a person that you're grateful for? Don't pick your kids every time or your spouse every time. Try to reach. But as you do this, you'll start to notice throughout the day, ooh, that's something that I need to remember from when I do my gratitude journal or my gratitude practice. And pretty soon you won't even need the practice anymore because you're just noticing the good stuff all around you. So what a gratitude practice does is it balances. It doesn't get rid of the negative. We're not hiding the negative. We're not doing some kind of positive thinking where we're ignoring the bad stuff, but we're just restoring balance. So a gratitude practice can help for you. If you feel comfortable, you can help your clients, or you can propose your clients adopt an attitude of gratitude. But for some advisors, that feels a little bit too out there. What you can do is encourage gratitude through affirmations. Affirmations, if you've studied motivational interviewing, is one of the OARS skills, OARS, open-ended prompts, affirmations, reflections, and summaries. And in my opinion, affirmations are the least utilized. A reflection is the core of reflective listening. Summarizing is picking together pieces of things that you've heard throughout the whole conversation or throughout a part of a conversation. Affirmations are about highlighting what somebody did, a positive quality about somebody. Affirmations affirm something that your client did. They affirm something positive about your client. And so when we think about how that helps motivation and how that helps clients feel understood and willing to implement your advice, if they don't do something, right, it's likely that they did part of the assignment. I didn't get to calling the estate planning attorney, but I did get all my stuff together, and then life happened. Cool. So it sounds like you've spent some time collecting things together. So you can highlight what your client did. It's easy to highlight what people don't do, but when we shine the light on what they did, it's motivating. And it's kind of like helping them be grateful for what they've already done, for what they've already got, for what they already are. We can keep reminding them. If negativity bias is going to pull them towards the negative, we can remind them through affirmations that they actually did some positive things. They actually did some good things. They actually are good at some things. So we can help balance that scale for them. Because when we're in the short run, it can feel frustrating to see how much further there is, or how much I haven't done, or what I'm not. But if we can help a client zoom out, if we can help ourselves zoom out, we can see that things are almost always better than we think they are. So combating negativity bias is about bringing an attitude of gratitude to our lives and helping others feel grateful for what they already have, and we can use affirmations to help get them there. Hey, Derek Hagen here at Money Quotient. If this was interesting to you, if this is something that you want to learn more about, this is the kind of thing that we teach at Money Quotient. We teach financial advisors communication skills, facilitation techniques. We teach them about life planning. And basically it all comes down to Stephen Covey's quote, "What good is climbing a ladder if it's leaning against the wrong wall?" Or if the ladder you're climbing isn't leaning against the right wall, every step you take just gets you to the wrong place faster. So we help advisors, help clients identify the right wall. So if this is interesting to you, head on over to moneyquotient.com. You can learn about our True Wealth planning process, which is our model of financial life planning, which guides clients through 5 stages and 4 inquiry categories. These are the types of conversations that you have. So please let me know if you want to learn more, moneyquotient.com.